morning, everybody. Hope that you all have had a great and a blessed one so far. I got off work and made it to church a little late, but thankfully I was still singing, so I got to catch the sermon. Reverend was talking about giving is where joy comes in. You can have all things in the world and you still won't be happy. Talked about how Jesus spoke with the man who was eager to become one of his disciples. What can he do to make sure he's got a spot in heaven? And Jesus eventually told him, after he said, follow the commandments. He said he did. He said, well, then sell all that you own. Give all that you have. Now, here's the thing. Everything is... 10 Commandments are what we got to do. All right? There's a lot of things throughout the Bible, though, that are individualized. Now, you got to realize they are individualized, but everybody, it is applicable, because everyone is just as susceptible to the snares and the hooks that each thing has. Now, I actually made a post not long back about how you can try all the physical things in the world. You can try out all these different, new products. You can eat all the great food. You can go out on the town, do all kinds of things that aren't good for you. You have all the physical with people that you want, but you are never going to fill that void, and that's the problem. Once you try with all these physical things, you keep on and you keep trying and you keep trying. It's where all this addiction comes in, because there's a little spark of happiness. But the problem is, like all physical things, it fades away and we need more. We want more. You are never going to have enough, no matter how much more you get, until we realize that it's Jesus Christ, God's love. And that's what Jesus Christ is, by the way. Think about it. God came down, human form, lived the life that we live. Not only did it so well, in part sinlessly, but suffered the temptations that we suffered. Went through the suffering and the death that we were owed, so we didn't have to. And the only thing he's asked, just accept him, accept his love. Now, I got to thinking about how much Jesus referenced God's creation, nature, all throughout. And it just kind of came to me. When we come into this world, we are so much like a strong plot of land, just a strong foundation here. Not a worry. You can put your foot on it, bounce around. It's fine. It's not going anywhere. The problem is, when we have experiences in life, those tears that fall inevitably, and those little pieces of us that we always feel are torn, we think we've lost, they collect. And those tears, I don't know if you realize what happens when a river starts. It wasn't always there. A few drops came down, a few more, and eventually it eroded away. And you have this nice Mississippi River. Now, if our lives now are like sitting in that riverbed, trying to stay afloat, trying to stand stable. And here's the thing. Until you accept Christ, you won't have anything to protect you from anything in that water going through the currents, all these things. When you do, that seed that got planted in you, that seed that got you to accept Christ, starts to take root. And all those tears, all that makes up the river. starts to water that seed. All those pieces that we felt were lost, turns out, provides the soil and the nutrients tucked away right there in the little pocket. It's what brings that seed up and gives it strength. And once those roots take hold, and once you really do turn your life. Now, I'm not saying be perfect, because I promise you I am so far from it. But I'm trying to do my best that I can do. And once I learned it wasn't for me, but for somebody who died for me, you start having this light shine through you. And when your light shines through you onto other people, you start to realize that light doesn't just shine and it's gone. No, it's contagious. It shines back, it reflects back, not just on you, but everyone that they start to meet. And that seed got planted, and you had light. And unfortunately, we all are in river bends in our life. We all have those rivers of tears that have formed. We've adjusted over years, but it's the reason why we still get a little shaky sometimes. There's strong currents and life throws. But once you start to realize that when you start to grow and that seed flourishes and it takes root and it blooms and it goes into this magnificent tree, you start to see that, hey, it's not eroding. Not only is it not eroding, you're providing things that you may not even know you're doing at the time. Shelter, the breath for someone to breathe in through life. So many things are happening. And it all starts with a little seed that got planted somewhere down the line. Accepting that Jesus is the only way that you can protect anything for something to grow. And allowing all the heartache, all the pain, all the things that have felt like it's encompassed your life to where you forget about the good. To sit there and it nourishes and it feeds everything that you were about to become. And then you realize you had gifts that you've never noticed. It took having to break through the surface. But once that first little leaf pops out, man, that's unreal.